Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Bilingualing. Today I will be showing you all the resources that I use with my toddlers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be showing you some of the items or resources that I will be using or I am currently using with my 2-year-old. Remember that I do not do like official homeschooling with him. I just like to have resources and stuff available for him to use and that will help him in the long run. So let's get started. First, I'm going to show you. I made some sensory boxes for him and I wanted to just have some on hand to use because I didn't want to be scrambling, to find something for him to do. So I just found some items around the house and I made some for him and I am storing them in some little containers like this. So this first one I have, you can see here, I have some of those little sensory ball things, and then I also add in here some little scooping items so that he can practice with that. And whenever I'm doing this with him and anything else that I'm using with him, I always refer to like the colors and the shapes and we count. So all those things I always try to embed them in every activity that I have for him. Another one that I have that he really likes to play with is this one. It has sand. You can see right there. It has sand, it has little moss, it has the little bears with different colors, popsicle sticks, and he really likes to play with this. And again, I have him look at the colors, the shapes, with count, and all that stuff. The other box that I made for him has pasta and some other little toys and shapes. So this is really good for him because he works on his grip, he works those little finger muscles, hand muscles that will eventually get him ready to write. And he can practice his colors and all of those other basic stuff that he needs. Sensory play is super important for kids. It's very important for their development. So I like to have those on hand. Another thing that I bought for him was this. I think I showed this in my Amazon haul. I'll link it below in the description box. But with this, we just go over the shapes. He works on placing them, where they go here correctly. It does take him a while because he's still getting, he has to try it several times. And again, we do the colors, we count, and then we do the shapes. He really likes this. He likes to get them all over the place, all over the living room, and then kind of play, to find who finds the most and stuff like that. Another box that I have for him that he likes to play with. He still doesn't write, of course, but we do go over the letters in his name. I did make up a little song for him to follow along while we place the letters. He doesn't know how to put them in the correct order, but I show him how to do that. And then he likes to put the clothespins in there too with his little name book right here. And because he sees his brothers doing school and they have their pencils or their colors and stuff, he likes to have something to write with too. So I give him this and he thinks he's all grown up doing all the little activities in his name book. He can't do a lot of the activities here yet, but he does like to write on it, and just being exposed to the letters in his name will be very beneficial for him, and eventually he will be able to write it by himself. You can find this also in the description box. I'll have a link there. We actually have this in our shop. Okay, so let me show you. I found one of my friends gave me this book right here, and it has a lot of little rhymes and songs to do with him, and I love it because it's a bilingual book. So we just look over here and we just find some songs and we sing the songs in the mornings or any time that he wants to spend some time with me and cuddle up. We just get that book out and sing some stuff. He loves his busy book. In this one, he goes over the numbers, letters, shapes, colors, and he likes to take them out and place them back in where they go. And we just go over all this stuff whenever he wants to sit down for a little bit, or whenever his brothers are working on something else, I'll just sit with some stuff like these items. That way he can let the big kids do their work. So we have that. It comes with some markers, so he likes to write on those. Like I said, he doesn't know how to write anything yet. He's only 2, but he does like to just scribble around everywhere. We also look at the cards, the ABC cards that I found in Mexico, and we just look at certain letters. I make the sounds just to review, not really aiming for him to memorize them now, but just so that he has that background knowledge. And whenever we do start our formal preschool, then he will remember that whenever he sees it again. He also really likes this little mat. I think I bought it at Amazon too. But this one, you can have them practice, all these little things so that they can get dressed by themselves. So, those little things right here. So he really likes to use this, and it's kind of felt. So everything that has a different texture, it's really, really fun for him. I also printed off some stuff to add to his folder. They're from, let me see. I think I found them at JD's YouTube channel. She was using this with her kids, so I just printed some stuff out. She has a lot more pages in the download, but I only have a few here. And then once I see, that we have learned some of these, then I will switch them out. But he really likes this. You can see it's all marked because I'm like, hey, where is your mouth? Tu boca. And then he'll open his mouth, and then I'm like, where? And then he'll point. Sometimes I give him the little dry erase pen, and then he circles it or just scribbles on it, puts a little dot on it, whatever he can. So he put a little dot on the ojo right there. So it's just to get him learning his body. Right here, family members. See, and those are the scribbles. When I'm like, oh, look at the dad. And clothes, kitchen stuff. We haven't gone over this one a lot. And the farm, because we live in a farm, and we have animals. So he likes to have those. We make the animal sounds. We have a lot of fun with that. Okay. And of course, books cannot be left out. So I have a little basket here that I just put, if he's sitting down, if his brothers are working and he's sitting down or something somewhere else, I just put this basket here, and it's kind of like an invitation to look at them without being like, hey, you want to read a book? So I just put them by him, and he just starts taking them out and opening them up, and I'll sit with him and read some of them, point some stuff out. And I just like to have stuff around him so that he can just be like, oh, I want to do that. Instead of going and taking everything out from the kitchen or anywhere else, he'll just be surrounded by certain things that he can play with, and he'll have them ready. I have a lot of board books, and I have this little basket just so that I can see, these are the books that he can access and that will be beneficial for him to look at, instead of just leaving them in all of with the rest of our books. Anyway, so here I'm going to show you some of the books that we have to learn his colors. This one, my sister gave it to him. She's actually, for his birthday, she gives him a book every single year. So this is for his first year. His one for his second year is over there, but she plans on giving him one book every year, which is the best present ever. This one too, and it's a bilingual one. It's also a board book. You can see that he likes this one a lot. And then I found a website called Little Libros, and this website of Little Libros has a lot of amazing and authentic, for bilingual books for bilingual families. So like this one, Chapulín Colorado. I mean, who does not know Chapulín Colorado? But it has beautiful illustrations. It has, it's a board book, so he can just use this over and over again. I also included a book of Our Lady of Guadalupe here. And it's just very simple words and beautiful illustrations that he can go over. Of course, La Loteria, right? Got to get them learning that early on so they can play later. So this one's fun. Then he also has this little number book. He loves the peekaboo flaps, so we like to have a lot of those books available for him. And the Fun with Shapes. This one, he really likes this one because he likes to peek in through them behind the books. So he really likes this one. All right. So most of these books I found on Amazon. Like I said, this one is from the Little Libros website. A couple more from our website at Learn Conmigo box, and I'll link all of those sites below so you can have easy access to them. But yes, that's it. That's what I'm using for my 2-year-old. We don't do anything super strict. I do provide a lot of learning opportunities for him, and like when I'm having him take a bath, I'll be showing him this. I'll be reading him a book. Whenever his brothers are working on some stuff, I'll just pull up a sensory box and have him play with that. Or I will put a little basket by him. Just creating those, natural opportunities for him to explore with things that we already have here around the house. That way it's not like, oh, it's time for school. I don't really call it school. We just have fun and we play with all the things that he has. Like we have been potty training him for the past couple of weeks. And when he's sitting at his little potty, I will put his little basket by him and he will be looking at the books or, using other stuff like this little felt board, or we do his little folders, and he likes to do stuff like that. And I am not like, you have to sit here and you have to do this, because he's a baby. He's still just, playing around with all sorts of things. But as long as I want to create the sense of learning is fun. And so I gathered all these materials so that he can see, hey, I'm doing all of this, and he doesn't even know that he's learning. But when he gets a little bit older, he's going to start recognizing his numbers, memorizing the numbers, the colors, the shapes, and all that stuff for his kindergarten, preschool, and kindergarten. And he will already have some basic knowledge of that because of all the resources that he has played with. So just remember, look around your house and find stuff for them to do that would be educational for them. If you're outside, talk to them, describe the things. Oh, where is la luna? Oh, look at that. It is so bright. It's muy brillante. Just use different vocabulary maybe that you wouldn't necessarily use routinely, but just talk to them about, describe everything, texture, sound, smells, everything that you can, as much as you can. They grasp a lot of things even when you think they're not listening, because sometimes I will be talking to my husband or my kids, or we're watching a show and there's this phrase or anything, something like that, and he will be repeating that phrase, or he will later on say something that I'm like, oh, we heard that, watching this show on PBS. He loves Cocomelon, so he's learning some sign language. So just everything that you expose them to, they absorb. They're little sponges. So just make sure that you are providing good opportunities for them to learn, and that you are surrounding them with resources that will help them absorb all those basic skills that they will need later on. So if you have any suggestions, any questions about any of the things here, if you want to see some of these things in action, I can film Adiel playing with some of these stuff. But other than that, that's all I have. And I will see you next time. I have some really good videos coming up. I will be showing a curriculum update, how our homeschool update, how things are going. We'll also do a flip through of the curriculum in Spanish that we are using. I will also be uploading a video to help families out there that are wanting to start homeschooling and how they can go about that. So make sure that you are subscribed, that you are liking the videos, that you are hitting that notification bell so that you know when new videos are coming up. Would also like for you to share with any family members, friends that have toddlers, to share this video with them so that they can also help their little toddler get prepared for the grades ahead. And that's it. I will see you next time. Thank you so much.